Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, hosted by Adrian, your source for uncovering the truths that lie behind royal protocol, carefully curated headlines, and the media's smoke and mirrors. This is the place where we unpack what really goes on behind palace gates and uplift Meghan and Harry's side of the story, the side often overlooked or misrepresented in traditional outlets. Today's tale is more than a story, it's a revelation. A quiet storm has been brewing in the royal household, and now it seems the thunder is beginning to rumble. Before we begin, let's center ourselves with a powerful Bible verse that couldn't be more appropriate. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Luke 8:17. And as Oscar Wilde famously said, the truth is rarely pure and never simple. Let's dive into this royal unravelling. So remember this story that broke just recently. The UK media splashed headlines about Kate Middleton's trusted personal assistant of 15 years, Natasha Archer, suddenly leaving her royal post. The narrative that she was setting off on a new venture, a positive career transition, an amicable exit. But anyone who's been following the royal soap opera long enough knows that nothing inside the palace happens without reason or ripple. Natasha Archer, who started working with the royal family back in 2007 and became Kate's go-to personal assistant, stylist and wardrobe consultant, was described as indispensable, the quiet architect behind Kate's polished public image. Yet now, after almost 2 decades of service, she walks away. On the surface, the announcement was diplomatic, but beneath that polished press release lies a storm of intrigue. Because right after she left, Natasha opened her private Instagram account to the public, and this move, it sent shockwaves. Almost immediately, royal watchers began combing through Natasha's newly public digital footprint. And what they found was jaw-dropping. Instagram user at Duchess_MM_Grace posted a breakdown of Natasha's follow list, and it included some surprising and damning names. Let's go over who she follows. What Meghan wore: a large, popular fashion account that exclusively tracks Meghan Markle's clothing. Royal British Fashion. Another style-focused page often centred on Meghan's looks. Daniel, Martin Meghan's longtime makeup artist and friend. Abigail Spencer, Meghan's close friend and former Suits co-star. Delina Figueroa, wife of Harry's best friend Nacho. Heather Dorak, Meghan's yoga instructor and close friend. Mandana Dayani, Meghan's colleague from the Archetypes podcast. Now, ask yourself this. Why would Kate's personal assistant and stylist, the woman in charge of her wardrobe and public image, be following nearly every account associated with Meghan Markle's fashion and inner circle? This isn't just admiration. This isn't random. This looks like an intentional campaign to track, monitor, and mimic Meghan's style. Let's be clear, this isn't the first time accusations of Kate copying Meghan's fashion have surfaced. From boatneck dresses to monochrome looks to wide-leg trousers and sharp neutral blazers, Meghan wears it, and suddenly it's in Kate's rotation. Royal supporters have long dismissed these similarities as coincidence. But now that we know Natasha was following Meghan-centric accounts all along, it adds a creepy, calculated dimension to the whole thing. Kate and her team were actively sourcing inspiration from Meghan's looks. This wasn't about shared taste. This was about strategy, branding, royal optics, and perhaps even jealousy. And the most shocking part? Kate once reportedly told Meghan they didn't know each other well enough to be close yet. Behind the scenes, her entire style evolution was being shaped by Meghan's influence. Let's read what the public is saying. Because when receipts exist, people will talk. Katerina said, Middleton's stylist follows what Meghan wore, and Meghan's closest friends, including non-celebrity ones like Heather on Instagram. Tell me more how Kate's wardrobe shift is just a coincidence. At Duchess_M_Grace tweeted, Kitty's ex-stylist follows Meghan's inner circle on Insta. Now we know where the inspiration came from. No more pretending. At Truth Seeker Royal said, Kate Middleton is obsessed with Meghan. She went from wearing grandma skirts to chic dresses overnight. Meghan was the blueprint. These aren't just rants, these are real-time receipts. And they're turning public opinion in a big way. For years, the press tried to prop up the idea that Meghan was copying Kate, that Meghan was jealous, that Meghan came in and upset the royal order. But this Instagram reveal flips that narrative on its head. Natasha Archer, the woman responsible for Kate's fashion glow-up, was a Meghan fan behind the scenes. She wasn't just following brands Meghan wore, she was following Meghan's best friends. Why? Because Meghan wasn't just a fashion icon in the royal sphere, she was a disruptor, a modern woman in an ancient institution, and instead of being celebrated, she was monitored and mimicked. Which brings us to the next question: did Natasha really leave willingly? Because if everything was so peaceful, why expose her follow list now? Why open her private account to the public after leaving? The timing is suspicious, almost like a subtle act of rebellion, a whisper of the truth without saying a word. Is it possible she was tired of the game, tired of being complicit in an institution obsessed with maintaining an image by shadowing someone they constantly try to smear? Whatever the case, it feels like something went very wrong inside Kensington Palace. A final straw, a fracture. They say Meghan is irrelevant, that she's no longer part of the firm, that she has no influence. But tell me, if she's so irrelevant, why are palace staff still following her moves? Why is she still the standard by which others are measuring style? Why is Kate's stylist following Meghan's tribe? This tells us the truth. Meghan never left the palace, not really, because her influence is still there. Her presence still rattles cages. She is the blueprint. She always has been. Let's zoom out. The royal family's PR machine continues to paint Meghan as an outsider, a threat, a problem to be solved. But stories like this one expose who the real players are, the copycats, the ones living in someone else's shadow while claiming the throne. And Natasha Archer? Whether she meant to or not, she pulled the curtain back. She gave us a glimpse into the royal dressing room. And now that we've seen it, we can't unsee it. So, what do you think? Was Natasha's Instagram reveal intentional? Did she finally have enough of pretending? Or was this just a coincidence that happened to line up with every theory Meghan supporters have been saying for years? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your take. And remember, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Ephesians 5:11. This story proves that even in silence, truth finds a way to speak. Thank you for watching Meghan and Harry Tales, hosted by Adrian. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and always stay on the side of truth. Goodbye.